Hello, you beautiful people. I am leaving West Virginia and I come to this beautiful, cool place called the Tamarack, and I have all these creative, beautiful arts and crafts in here. And I come across this wonderful lady, and she told me her story, and I want you to hear it. So introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Christine Keller.
And as you can see her beautiful display here, it is absolutely fantastic. And what I asked her was, I said, tell me the story from when you started your first piece to now. And I'd like you to just share that. I might stop you and ask questions and stuff like that.
Okay, fine. Well, I started making jewelry over 8 years ago. I have a full pottery studio at home, and one day at the end of the day I had this little piece of clay left and I wanted to make something useful with it.
So now wait a minute, but you weren't full-time pottery. That was your
that was
your
a hobby.
Okay.
That was a
What was
hobby.
your full-time?
I was an account executive for a media company.
Wow, okay.
So it was a very high stress, kind of job you don't really want to do.
So you have this clay left afterwards.
So I had this clay left afterward, and I decided to experiment with it. And what I did was make a little cabochon, and it went through the firing. And when it came out, I put it through another firing, and I melted glass in it. And it turned out to be so pretty that I decided I had to do something with this.
Grab one and show us.
Yes. I still have these pieces in my line. This is a piece of blue glass that I used in this one.
Nice.
Each one of them is a little bit different because it depends on the amount of glass you put into them, so the colors can change. And I wire wrapped it in sterling, and people loved it, so I started selling them because I started wire wrapping everything that I could put my hands on. And from there I moved into learning silversmithing and copper forging techniques and enameling.
So what's the time from the first one you made to now, where you're doing the studying and doing these classes and everything? What's that time frame?
Probably in a year's time.
And you're still working your full-time job at that point?
Still working the full-time job.
Okay.
I worked my full-time job for another 2 years, and during that time I took my jewelry into 18 stores that carried my work. So when I got to 18 stores...
Wait a minute, tell me about the first store. Tell me how that went.
Gosh, I have to remember what the first store is, because it's like...
Were you scared? Were you confident? Were
No,
you bold?
no.
Were you brave? What was it?
It was easy for me because being an account executive, dealing with the public like I was in my day job, I was wearing my jewelry all the time. So people were wanting to buy it off of me.
So you had a lot of confidence that this was something that there would be a demand for.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So probably my first shop was just a little local shop in town who wanted to carry some of my work, and that's where we started. And basically the 18 stores that I started with were in West Virginia. And then what happened is I quit the day job because I decided I couldn't take it any bigger without doing that. And I went to my first wholesale show in Philadelphia, which is a very expensive...
I was going to say, that took a lot of investment and risk on your part.
It does. The show can cost, by the time you have your hotel, your food, your travel, and the booth fee, about $6,000
$6,000 risk, okay.
To do the show. But you go and you can get a lot of exposure to galleries across the whole country. And I was able to do that through the Tamarack Foundation, which had a program at that time to help artists.
To promote your product in West Virginia
Right,
and all
they
that
were
kind of stuff.
trying to really promote the state and help artists become viable businesses. So I started doing that, and I actually got juried into here, which is Tamarack Retail. And when I did that, the last couple of years, the last 4 years, I've actually been top jewelry seller here.
All right, congratulations.
So
my arm is hurting, so I'm going to switch. I'm going to get in front of you. I'm going to go this way.
Okay.
All right, and continue.
All right. Well, from there, this past year, right before Labor Day last year, my husband, who is an astro imager, and he takes pictures of the deep space skies and galaxies.
Wow, these people are spectacular.
His name is Warren Keller, and he's well known in his field. What he does is he teaches people how to take all the data that they collect and to make the pictures. So he's really well known in his field, and he got this contact from this guy who contacted him from Hong Kong, and the guy wanted to come and train with my husband. He wanted to talk to the guy whose voice was on these tutorials that he had bought. My husband was in the middle of writing a book on the whole subject, and he tried to pawn him off on a friend in Canada because he was flying into Canada to drop his daughter off to his brother's house for a little bit. But when Tommy got here, he called my husband from Canada. He said, I still want to come down and meet with you in West Virginia. So Tommy packed his daughter and his wife into the car, and they came down to my house. And while my husband was teaching him during the first session, my husband says, "What do you do in your day job?" And Tommy says, "I'm in jewelry."
Wow.
But problem is, he's
Wow.
not really in jewelry. He owns 300 stores in Asia.
He's in the retail business. Yes.
yes. So when he heard I was a jeweler, he was excited and he wanted to do a collaboration with me. Now, Tommy's company does very high-end jewelry. They work in all platinum, silver, and gold. So what I do is a lot of art jewelry, and I'm using things like aluminum, brass, copper, and sterling. So it was a change for them and a reach for them to take a risk on me.
To see if their clientele would even like that product.
Right.
Yeah.
Because art jewelry in China does not seem to be something that's very, that they're familiar with. You don't see it in the stores over here like around here. So basically it's like a wide open market.
Right.
So we worked together for this past year.
Let me just tell something right then. It's like the two salesmen go to the country, they sell shoes.
Right.
And the two salesmen go there, and one goes, "No one's wearing shoes. I can sell any shoes here." And the other one goes, "No one's wearing shoes. I can sell lots of shoes here."
Right.
So you had the attitude of, "No one's wearing this jewelry.
Yeah.
I can sell this jewelry to everyone."
Exactly.
Awesome.
That's
Sorry to
what I thought.
interrupt you. I just
no,
wanted to...
that's great. That's exactly what I think when I went over there. What happened was he left. When he left in September, he's like, "Okay, I'll be in touch in 2 weeks because when I go back, I really am busy." And we're thinking, yeah, right, he's not
Never gonna hear this again.
Not going to hear from him.
That's one of those stories. I'll get back to you.
He actually had bought some of my jewelry to take back to show to his board. And we're thinking, no, we'll never hear from him again. But within 2 weeks, true to his word, he gave us a call. He says, "Listen, I want to bring my top people over here to meet you." He said, "I want them to get my
They're
vision."
coming to you?
They're coming to me first.
Wow.
He brought 10 people over from Hong
Wow.
Kong.
This is getting serious quickly, huh?
Yes, 10 people. He flew over, and I took him around West Virginia, took him to my studio. I worked with him with my jewelry, showed it to him, and people are telling me I'm crazy to share my secrets and all this. And I'm like, you know what? If they wanted to steal my designs, they can do it
They've already
online.
done that.
They could have
Yes.
done it. Yeah, it was not a problem.
We have about a minute left. I'm sorry, but that's
Okay.
how much time I have left.
Fast forward, and we are now on the other side of it, and I just got back from a 3-week tour in China where I was actually promoting the jewelry collection.
Talk about small beginnings to great rewards. Now, in a few sentences, can you tell how you attracted him? Because obviously you attracted him into your life. Were you envisioning this being so great?
I've told people for years they needed to buy my jewelry while they could afford me.
Say it again.
I told people for years they needed to buy my jewelry while they could afford me.
Why they could, and now they're not going to be able to. Nice. Tell us your website real quick.
Chrizart.com, which is CHRIZART.com.
Go there and check it out. It's beautiful.
All right,
Thank you so much.
Thank you.